The best piece of advice I have for someone trying to succeed in the film industry or any creative space is if you're doing what everyone else is doing, you're doing it wrong.
One of the best to ever do it.
What is freedom? I think I stole this from Bob Dylan, but maybe I stole this from Woody Guthrie. Freedom for me is waking up in the morning and going to sleep at night, and in between doing exactly what I want to do. What's the secret to happiness? The secret to happiness is finding something you love and then doing that for the rest of your life.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Site Review Tuesday. I'm Robert with Zenfolio Customer Success, and I want to say thank you for joining me. Now, here in a minute, we're going to get to reviewing one of your websites, and I do want to point out that while this has been pre-recorded, I'm hanging out in the chat, interacting with you guys live and answering your questions. Now, if you're interested in having your website reviewed, there's a link in the description below this video where you can submit your site. And in addition to getting a site review, I also offer a one-on-one session to each photographer who has had a site review done to help them answer any questions or assist in making any changes that they may want to make. Now, don't forget, we also live stream every Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, so I hope to see you there. Hey, thank you guys.
Hello everyone, and welcome again to Zenfolio Live Site Reviews on Site Review Tuesday. This is Katie with Zenfolio Customer Support bringing you another live site review. Today we're going to be looking at CharlotteManningPhotography.com, and I'd like to start out by thanking Charlotte for submitting her site for a review, and to all of you in our YouTube community who continue to have something to gain and look for inspiration here in the site reviews, finding ways to make Zenfolio's built-in tools and the flexibility that you find there work for your site and your business. And just want to thank you all for joining us. This has been pre-recorded, as you may know, but we'll be hanging out with you guys in chat, so please let us know any questions, comments, concerns along the way. We are happy to have you with us. So thanks again for joining me, and thanks to Charlotte for submitting her site. So if you'd like to pull up the site, you can find that at CharlotteManningPhotography.com. We're looking here at Charlotte's homepage, and the first thing I noticed when pulling up the homepage is that there's a great custom logo right here for us in the header. So you can see that Charlotte is using this custom logo feature included with her plan to set her brand up for greatness and visibility, and I do love the use of this feature. One thing that might be useful would be to review the settings prior to export for the transparent PNG used as the custom logo, only because there is quite a lot of space here beneath the custom logo, so there are definitely ways to maybe make that logo a little bit more prominent or decrease the spacing between the logo and the site menu. And that is something that I think might be useful in this case, at least a little bit of lessening in this extra space here. But as we go down the page, you'll see that Charlotte is using the drop-downs feature in the site menu to consolidate that site menu a little bit. I think maybe this could even be consolidated a little bit further, maybe with information like about and contact and pricing under an info site menu item or something to that effect, just to further kind of ingratiate the visitor with this very clean look that you have going on here with the site. You can also see here that Charlotte is using the photo strip feature for her spotlight content on her site. And this is a really great way of featuring both horizontally and vertically oriented photos following different aspect ratios. It's a great way of doing that without having to make sacrifices with crops and those sorts of things when using something like a slideshow. One thing that I would recommend as I go through here on the photo strip would be to maybe cull this gallery down a little bit. It looks like maybe some of these images are a little bit older, maybe not the best use of really trying to highlight the kinds of photography, duplicated types of images. So getting some culling going on here with the images used from this gallery that is referencing being referenced for that photo strip, I think could make it even better than it already is. I definitely love the images that are selected here at the beginning, but as I went through, I thought, I wonder if these are a little bit older. So just something to consider. I definitely like the use of this welcome message to go ahead and put some pricing information out there. Also included some location information, super helpful. One thing I noticed as I went through the site was some inconsistency in the text spacing. So this is something that also might help to clarify through the site. Maybe check on some of the text fields, see where maybe there's some extra space going on in the text. But aside from that, I love the information that's being offered here. It's relevant, it's clear, it's to the point, and great use of the welcome message, which is really good for your SEO. I was a little on the fence about this, where this client access is showing up here on the home page. Would love to know what you guys think of in chat. The client access feature can be displayed besides on the home page in this particular layout. This can be displayed in a site footer. I think that maybe that might be a helpful way of kind of helping out the layout here on the home page. As you can see, Charlotte has done a wonderful job using some custom thumbnails to highlight the genres of photography that she does, using the featured galleries and collections. I don't always see this feature used, but I think that this is a great way of setting up some custom thumbnails and making it really easy for visitors to go ahead and click on the genre they might be interested in. And those will ultimately lead to portfolio galleries. as I went down, I was a little confused on exactly what the function of these galleries were. If this was a way that maybe you were delivering client galleries by featuring maybe the most recent work. But since it's already been kind of set up to lead to these portfolio galleries, I'm wondering if maybe that inconsistency might be a little confusing to visitors. So just something to consider about that featured galleries, how it's being used, and whether or not that is intentional. And as you can see here, as we go down the page, it looks like there's some duplication here in the social media icons and links. This would be set up to show on the home page. These are set up to show in the site footer. So it might be useful, since these same icons are right here in the footer, just to disable these options here at the bottom of the home page. So let's go on up here and start making our way through this site menu. Alright, so having a look here at Charlotte's About page. In case any of you have ever struggled or fought with the built-in Zenfolio About page, you can see that Charlotte has very cleanly utilized a custom page so that multiple images could be included here in her About page. So great use of a custom page. I love this triptych of the love of Charlotte's life, a portrait of Charlotte, and a portrait of Charlotte's family. I think that this is a very cute way of introducing yourself to your clients. I really love the font selections too. I know that this is based on a preset, one of the Zenfolio presets, but with so many little personal touches, it really does kind of set it apart as its own, and is a really nice, clean, and consistent display of the business and the brand. So I really like this custom page here. Again, looking here at some of the spacing is a little inconsistent, so finding ways to maybe get in there and edit that text. It may also be useful in case you're using a table for these images to have a look at how the table is formatted so that the spacing between the three images in this triptych, I didn't notice it at first, so at least for me it's not a deal breaker, but I did notice in the second viewing that those images are not spaced in a symmetrical way, so something to consider. But there's really a lot of great information here in this custom page in case clients really want to get a feel for your personality, whether they think they would work well with you. But I love this kind of interest in your client's stories and putting your story out there. Also, love this call to action link here. Again, the spacing, but immediately knowing that this is a link to click on with the color difference and then the hover action leading straight to that contact page is a great strategy, those call to action links. So we'll go on here to the galleries and take a look. And it looks like this site menu item is leading to these portfolio galleries that we first saw in the featured galleries on the home page. We tell this with these awesome custom graphics here used for those thumbnails on the galleries. And aside from the awesome use of custom graphics and some really beautiful images, I think that one way of improving these portfolios is to go through each of the galleries and find images. I know it's hard to kill your babies, but find images that don't hit that sweet spot. So finding things like duplicates, deciding which of the images is going to be the best one. I know for some photographers, culling is like the hardest thing in the world. So I'm definitely compassionate toward that. Culling for me is one of my favorite things to do. Even when it's hard, I kind of like the struggle. There's really a lot of dynamism in these images. There's a great range of images in this gallery, but there are some dupes. There are maybe some images that can be sacrificed in this gallery. The whole point of those portfolios is really to put your best work, the work you're proudest of, front and center, so that is what your clients come away with when they are shopping around for photographers, looking for exactly the right wedding photographer. You don't want them saying to themselves, oh, well, some of those images were great, but I don't know if that's really what I want to go for. If maybe there's an image that didn't quite hit that sweet spot. Going for the best, showing only the best, really is what you're wanting out of your portfolio galleries. So that will be the case throughout these portfolio galleries. In some, at least in a lot of these galleries, I noticed that maybe going through and culling would be a good strategy to really highlight the best work. Also, from the engagement gallery down to the headshots gallery, we'll be looking at portfolio galleries that have watermarks applied. Now, watermarks are really great for protecting your images, but if you're just trying to make sure that folks aren't taking screenshots, you can also just set the largest allowable display image. Then anytime anybody's trying to pass those around, it's never going to be a high-res quality image, and you can maybe get these watermarks out of there so that they're not pulling away from the strength of the image, throwing them off balance, etc. So I recommend removing watermarks from your portfolios. You really want to highlight the best and brightest qualities of your images in those portfolio galleries. So, same thing here. I love the custom thumbnail. It's so cute. But looking for duplicates, getting rid of watermarks, pulling out older images, or definitely some duplicates in there. Not duplicates in the sense of exactly the same image, but it's obviously from the same shoot, trying to get a particular shot. So going through and pulling some of these galleries, I think, will definitely help with your portfolio presentation. It'll also make it easier for your visitors to scroll back up, get back to your site menu so they can get to this content. So again, great use of a Zenfolio built-in page. You can see there's location info right away. Using these custom fields, putting a little personality in there, I love that that is being used. Very effective way of customizing a built-in Zenfolio page. And as we get in here to pricing, with the pricing site menu item, you remain on the primary website, but that site menu item is set to open in a new browser tab or a new window. That's something that's very useful if you have a link that is leading to a page that is not on your site. Ideally, if you are still on the same site with the same menu, same header, etc. Better just to have that in the same browser window and not need to open in a new browser window or browser tab. But more great use of custom graphics and custom pages. Again, some text formatting and spacing shenanigans going on here, but really great pricing info and helpful info for clients here in the pricing page. So with the book and pay site menu item, this one is leading away from the site. So this is a great use of checking that box in that site menu item in customized view to have that open in a new browser tab or window since you're leading away from the main site. But I love this third-party integration with the Square payment processor site for booking your sessions. I really actually love the layout of this page. So very effective use of integrating some third-party service functionality. And the blog also is set to open in a new browser tab. So in case anyone hasn't been counting, I've now got 5 browser tabs open for Charlotte. And that might get a little frustrating for visitors. If they're really trying to dig in, you want them to stay. You want them not to go, oh, I have to close out so many browser tabs. I love this use of the blog feature for highlighting your shoots. One thing that might be helpful to do here on the blog would be to remove this date info since it's been a little while. And also, since the featured images will be set at a specific aspect ratio, maybe just making sure that that aspect ratio is attended to a little bit in using these featured images here. So, thank you guys. Thank you for joining us on yet another journey through a Zenfolio user's site, using built-in tools, using the flexibility of custom pages, using the flexibility of features like the photo strip. Charlotte, thank you again for submitting your site. Thank you all for being part of the Zenfolio YouTube community. I hope that you've enjoyed this and gotten something out of it, and we will catch you next Tuesday for Site Review Tuesday.
Hey, thank you guys so much for watching that site review. If you found this video helpful, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure that you click that subscribe button and hit the little bell icon so you get notified when we post videos and when we go live. Now, if you're interested in having your site reviewed, there's a link in the description below this video where you can submit your website for that. And in addition to getting a site review, you're also going to get a link where you can schedule a session with me. We're going to go over your website, go over the review. I'll answer any questions that you have and help you make any changes that you're interested in making. So the link to sign up for that is in the description below this video. Now, don't forget Zenfolio Live coming up this Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Hope to see you guys there. Until then, I hope you have a great week.